So while I'm sitting here in the gym parking lot waiting for my delicious sugar-free Red Bull to soak into my bloodstream, I wanted to talk about something that was on my mind on the drive over here that I feel was the key difference between how I was living my life before 3 months ago and how I've been living it since, which it was December 2nd that I felt like I had a spiritual awakening, and I was thinking, what exactly was this thing? Because in my mind, it was actually reading on the Neville Goddard subreddit. It was reading the words, "You're God, you're creating all of it." I read those words and there was like a pop. And those aren't words that are novel or things that, I'm sure I've read that before, but why that was such a big deal at that moment has been on my mind. And I think I've realized what it was exactly. And it's that you can live your life having faith in God, but there's a sense that God is an entity outside of you that decides whether or not you're going to get something. You pray to God and you hope that your prayer is answered, that kind of thing. I was never really a big God person all that much, although I believed in God. But at that moment in December, I had a flash understanding that God is not something outside of me. God is an aspect of me. Or maybe rather, I am an aspect of God. It was just a sudden shift from my earthly avatar to my God self, my higher self, whatever. And, the terminology for this can get really weird for people, I think. Some people are more comfortable thinking of it as their higher self. Some people are more comfortable thinking of being part of the universe. These are all the same thing. And the base message from me is the same, which is the universe is not something outside of you. It is you. You and it are there's no way for the connection to be broken. It's not a separate thing. It is you. And for me, I think this was pivotal because when you realize that God's not outside of yourself, for me, I realized how that essentially meant that I had all the power in the world and that I was never alone. Because if you're just one aspect of God and you look around and there are 7 billion other aspects of God, and Lord knows how many other aspects of God somewhere else, how can you ever feel alone again when you're always connected? You're never separate. You're always connected to this thing that's connected to everything. For me, that led to a feeling of being connected in general. Just a feeling of being connected. I can't go a lot further than that. That was basically there all the time. And after that point, since then, anytime that I have felt lonely, I've realized that feeling is coming back to a feeling about myself that is in direct contradiction to the knowledge that I am a part of this God, universe, higher self thing. It's become really clear. The loneliness aspect of this has become really clear. And what's worse than feeling lonely? That's a driving force behind so many things for so many people. this feeling of loneliness and this incredible feeling of connectedness when you know that you are God, that you are just a wave in the ocean of God. The connectedness that comes with that, it just erases any feeling you could ever have of being alone. For me, I'll just say it for me. I have a hard time not generalizing for everybody because I've been reading spiritual texts and things in this genre for 20 years, and all of the people, all the authors of these books talk about this, and I never got it until I experienced it personally. And so it's, I hate to speak like I know what your experience will be, but this seems to be a universal thing that happens for people. So yes, the point of this video is to say that I think the difference between living my life prior to sort of awakening and living it since then, the real main difference has been understanding that there is not a God out there. There's a God in here, and it's me. It's not my earthly body. It's the consciousness that exists in awareness. That's God, and it's always there, and it's easy to access. There are a million ways to do it. And once you realize that you're God, I think when you fully realize that in a really experiential, deep, I understand this kind of way, I think that more and more it becomes easier to sort of identify with that higher awareness as you, as opposed to you on earth that has, love handles and student loan debt. Because they're worlds apart. And the more you identify with the God part of you in your awareness, where everything is created, the more you sort of gently and effortlessly start to affect your outer world in 3D. So I think that's really important to at least understand if you haven't experienced it yet. The world is different when you're not disconnected. The world is different when there's not a force outside of you deciding things. When you realize that you're that force, it is you. Then there's just an understanding that all you have to do is connect with it to make anything that you want happen. There's not a God out there saying, no, that's not good for you. I know what's best for you. And you're never going to know why you didn't get this thing. Like, that's not a part of this, as far as I can tell. So, all right, I'm feeling the wings. The Red Bull has taken a hold of me. If you want mad insights, spend 40 minutes on the elliptical machine at 5:45 in the morning. I will probably have another video ready to go when I come out of the gym. Have a good day.